English podcast and tech. I am Charles. Good to have you back. Put your hand on your mouse right now, or touch your trackpad, or tap your phone screen. That action, pointing at something on a screen and clicking, seems completely natural today. But there was a time when nobody had ever done it. When computers had no screens with icons, no cursor, no mouse, nothing to click on. One man imagined a completely different way for humans to interact with computers, and in 1968, he showed the world. This is episode 10 of The People Who Built the Digital World. Today we meet Douglas Engelbart, inventor of the computer mouse, pioneer of the graphical interface, and the man behind one of the most important presentations in the history of technology. Let's begin. Let's learn today's key words. The first word is cursor. A cursor is the small symbol, usually an arrow or a line, that moves on your screen when you move your mouse or finger. Before Douglas Engelbart, there were no cursors. You could not point at things on a screen. Computers only received text commands typed on a keyboard. Repeat after me. Cursor. The second word is interface. An interface is the point where a human and a machine interact, the part of a computer system that a user can see and control. Today we use graphical interfaces, screens with icons, windows, and menus. Before Engelbart, interfaces were text-only. You had to type every command. Repeat after me. Interface. The third word is hypertext. Hypertext is text that contains links, words, or phrases you can click on to jump to another document or page. When you click on a link on a website, you are using hypertext. Engelbart was one of the first people to implement hypertext in a real computer system. Repeat after me. Hypertext. The fourth word is augment. To augment means to increase or improve something by adding to it. Engelbart's life mission was to augment human intelligence, to use technology to make people smarter, more productive, and more capable of solving complex problems. Repeat after me. Augment. The fifth word is demo. A demo is a demonstration, a live presentation showing how something works. In 1968, Engelbart gave a demo that became known as the mother of all demos, a 90-minute presentation that showed the computer mouse, hypertext, video conferencing, and collaborative editing for the first time. Repeat after me. Demo. The sixth word is collaborate. We learned this word in episode 7. To collaborate means to work together with others toward a common goal. Engelbart believed that computers should help people collaborate, work together, share information, and solve problems as a team, even from different locations. Repeat after me. Collaborate. The seventh word is window. In computing, a window is a rectangular area on a screen that displays a program or document. The idea of having multiple windows on a screen, so you can work on several things at the same time, comes directly from Engelbart's research. Repeat after me. Window. The eighth word is vision. We learned this word in episode 1. A vision is the ability to imagine what is possible in the future. Douglas Engelbart had a vision of computers as tools for human empowerment, machines that could help ordinary people think better, work together, and change the world. Repeat after me. Vision. 8 words. Cursor, interface, hypertext, augment, demo, collaborate, window, vision. Now let's hear his story. The year is 1925. Near Portland, Oregon, in the United States, a boy is born. His name is Douglas Carl Engelbart. Douglas grows up during the Great Depression, a period of extreme economic hardship in the United States and the world. His family is not wealthy. But Douglas is curious, hardworking, and deeply interested in how things work. He studies electrical engineering at Oregon State University. His studies are interrupted by World War II. He serves in the United States Navy as a radar technician. While working as a radar technician, Douglas has an experience that changes his life. He sits in a small room in front of a glowing screen, a radar display. Information appears on the screen. He reads it, interprets it, and makes decisions based on it. He thinks, what if computers worked like this? What if people could interact with information on a screen, directly, visually, intuitively? After the war, Douglas completes his engineering degree and later earns a PhD from the University of California, Berkeley. In 1950, while driving to work one morning, he has a moment of clarity. He thinks about the problems facing the world: war, poverty, disease, environmental damage. These are enormously complex problems. He asks himself, what is the most useful thing I could do with my career? What would have the biggest positive impact on humanity? His answer is clear. If we could augment human intelligence, make people smarter, help them think more clearly, and work together more effectively, they could solve any problem. And the tool for augmenting human intelligence, Douglas believes, is the computer. Not the computer as it exists in 1950, a giant, room-sized machine used only by specialists, but a new kind of computer, a personal, interactive, visual machine. Douglas spends the next several years trying to convince the scientific community that this vision is worth pursuing. Most people do not take him seriously. In 1963, he finally gets the opportunity he has been waiting for. He is given funding to create a research lab at the Stanford Research Institute in California. He calls his lab the Augmentation Research Center, ARC. At ARC, Engelbart and his team begin to build the future. They create a system called NLS, O-Line system. It is unlike anything that exists at the time. NLS has a screen that displays text and graphics. It has multiple windows, so you can see different documents at the same time. It has hypertext links. You can click on a word and jump to a related document. It allows multiple people to work on the same document at the same time from different computers. And it has a small wooden device, a box with two wheels underneath and a button on top, that you move across a flat surface to control the cursor on the screen. Engelbart calls it a mouse because the wire coming out of the back looks like a tail. On December 9, 1968, in San Francisco, California, Douglas Engelbart stands on a stage in front of 1,000 computer scientists and engineers. He is nervous. The technology is complex. Many things could go wrong. But for 90 minutes, he demonstrates NLS, live, in real time. He moves the mouse across a table. The cursor moves on the large screen behind him. He clicks on words and jumps between documents using hypertext links. He opens multiple windows on the screen simultaneously. He connects via video to a colleague in his lab 30 miles away, and they edit a document together in real time. The audience is silent for a moment. Then they burst into applause. They have just seen the future: video conferencing, collaborative editing, hypertext, the graphical interface, the mouse. All of it in 1968, more than 20 years before most people had access to a personal computer. This presentation becomes known as the mother of all demos, the most influential technology demonstration in history. Tragically, Engelbart does not receive the recognition his work deserves for many years. His ideas are too far ahead of their time. The technology industry is not ready for them in 1968. It is Apple, in 1984, that brings the graphical interface and the mouse to ordinary people with the launch of the Macintosh computer. And it is Microsoft Windows, from 1985 onwards, that spreads these ideas to hundreds of millions of people around the world. But the origin of all of it, the mouse, the window, the cursor, the link, is Douglas Engelbart, working in his lab in California. In 1968. In 1997, Engelbart finally receives the ACM Turing Award, the most important prize in computer science, for his invention of the mouse and his contributions to interactive computing. Douglas Engelbart dies in July 2013 at the age of 88. Every time you move a cursor on a screen, on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, you are using an idea that Douglas Engelbart had in 1950 and demonstrated to the world in 1968. Let's review the 8 key words from today's episode. Cursor, the moving symbol on your screen. Before Engelbart, there were no cursors. Computers only accepted text commands. Interface, the point where a human and a machine interact. Engelbart created the first graphical interface, replacing text commands with visual elements. Hypertext, text with clickable links. When you click a link on a website, you are using hypertext, an idea Engelbart demonstrated in 1968. Augment, to increase or improve something. Engelbart's mission was to augment human intelligence using computers. Demo, a live demonstration. Engelbart's 1968 demo, the mother of all demos, showed the future of computing to the world. Collaborate, to work together. Engelbart demonstrated collaborative editing in 1968, people working on the same document from different locations. Window, a rectangular area on a screen showing a program. The idea of multiple windows on a screen comes directly from Engelbart's research. Vision, the ability to imagine the future. Engelbart had the vision of computers as tools for human empowerment 20 years before personal computers existed. That is the story of Douglas Engelbart, the man who showed the world how to talk to computers. A radar technician who had a vision. A researcher who built the future in a lab. A pioneer who was ignored for decades and then proved right by the entire world. Today's phrase to remember is, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. Douglas Engelbart did not wait for someone else to build the tools he needed. He built them himself. Repeat after me. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. One more time. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. In the next episode, we meet Vince Cerf and Bob Kahn, the two engineers who created the language that the entire internet speaks. Without their work, there would be no web, no email, no streaming, no social media. Your question for today in English. What technology do you use every day that you think most people take for granted? Write your answer in the comments. Your English practice starts right there. See you in episode 11. This is Charles, and this is English Podcast and Tech.